This learning theory will help you build online courses that people actually finish and make them want to come back for more. Did you know that online course completion rates are often as low as 10 to 15%? That means if 100 people bought your course, only 15 people will finish it. And the 85 people who didn't finish are very unlikely to ever buy something from you again. But there's a plot twist here. The reason why people don't finish your course is not what you'd expect. One of the biggest reasons your customers aren't completing your courses is that your courses are too easy. You're not asking your audience to try hard enough. Now you might be thinking, that doesn't make any sense. If people aren't completing my courses, doesn't that mean they're too hard? And that's not a bad question. In fact, if your course was too hard, you would probably get the same result. But I'd be willing to bet that you went out of your way to make your course as easy as possible. So why aren't people finishing it? To understand why this happens, we're going to take a quick look at video games. Have you ever wondered why people struggle to care about or focus on tasks in real life, but can somehow spend hours on mundane tasks in video games? Here's another way to say this that might hit home. How can your kids spend hours gathering resources in Minecraft or Roblox, while at the same time struggle to spend 5 minutes doing their homework or cleaning their room? Now you might attribute that to the escapism of video games, or even the shorter reward cycles. But if that was the case, why would we be willing to work so hard in a video game? Why wouldn't a game designer just give us the resources instead of making us work for them? Because if they did, we would lose all interest in the game. A talented game designer knows how to engineer the right level of difficulty to keep you engaged. Think about your favorite games. The game starts out easy, but not too easy. And as your skill in the game increases, the game gets incrementally more difficult. Usually, difficult enough to present a challenge that makes you feel like you've accomplished something when you overcome it, but not so difficult that you couldn't succeed with a little extra effort and practice. But don't you sometimes get frustrated at the difficulty level of a game? Doesn't that make you want to stop playing? Interestingly, if a game becomes too easy, most people will disengage. Here's an easy example that a lot of people can relate to. Have you ever used a cheat code in a video game? After you used it, how long did your interest in the game last? You would think you'd be even more interested in playing the game. After all, now you can do all these cool things you couldn't do before. The escapism is still there, and the reward cycle is still there. But without requiring real effort from you, the game feels meaningless. To understand why, let's take a quick look at an old learning theory called the zone of proximal development. This learning theory is remarkably simple and extremely useful. It basically says that there's a sweet spot of difficulty that will keep people engaged and motivated to learn new things. If a task is too easy and we think anyone can do it, we lose interest. If a task is too hard and we can't do it, even if we get help, we give up, because why try? But if the task is just outside of the bounds of our current comfort and capability, we're more likely to engage. Especially if someone or something, like your course, can help us bridge the gap between what we can do now and what we need to be able to do to accomplish the new, more difficult task. 𝐏𝐫𝐨𝐬𝐿𝐴, who created this theory, called the person or thing that helps us the more knowledgeable other. But it could be any resource that helps people advance beyond their current knowledge and skills. And you could try to engineer this level of difficulty yourself, or you could work with me and my team. Building a great course that your audience will love requires a lot. It's everything that we've been talking about in this video and a whole lot more. I help six-figure coaches and creators free up time and break through their revenue ceiling by building premium courses that make them money while they sleep. A lot of successful coaches and creators have the same problem. They've built something great, but their revenue is tied to their time. If they're not working, they're not earning. On top of that, every hour you spend trying to build a course is an hour you're not serving your clients or growing your business. That's real money walking out the door. Me and my team bring everything you need to build a premium course. We have expertise in instructional design, graphic design, learning theory, video production, creative writing, and educational technology. You don't have time to master all of that, and you shouldn't have to. If you work with me, I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll help you launch a premium course without pulling your focus away from what's already working. You focus on your business and selling the course. I'll build you something worth selling. And if you want to learn more, go to overtime.courses/coaches. All right, back to the video. Now, it's worth noting that not all difficulty is good difficulty. I once knew an instructional designer who would justify mistakes and errors in their materials by saying that the accidental difficulty was good for the learner because it would make them try harder. That is not the kind of difficulty we're talking about here. Arbitrary difficulty, like bad course design and UX, just leads to frustration and disengagement. The difficulty you design needs to stretch people to build relevant skills to accomplish something meaningful. The resources to accomplish that thing need to be easy to access and use, even if the task is hard. Also, it's important to remember that too much difficulty is just as bad as not having enough, even if the task is relevant. If you ask people to do something that's too difficult for them to reasonably accomplish, even with help, they'll give up pretty quickly. And that makes sense, because why would you put effort into something that you knew you would fail at? But why does any of this even matter? If someone already bought your course, why should you care if they finish it or not? You gave good information, right? And now it's up to them to use it. It matters because I'm assuming you want them to buy from you again. If a customer has a good experience with your course, they are way more likely to buy a product from you in the future. And a returning customer costs you a lot less than a new customer. It's good for them and it's good for your business. And it just feels good to sell a product that you know people will get a lot out of. To recap, if you want to make a meaningful course, you don't want everything to be easy. If you want someone to feel like something was worthwhile, you need to build in the right level of difficulty. You need to ask your customers to do something that requires meaningful effort, which means that you probably want to build a course that requires your customers to do more than just watch videos and read lessons. If you found this video useful, you might also enjoy some of my other videos. And if you like content about how to use learning science and design to build premium courses, let me know by subscribing, commenting, and sharing the video. It really does make a difference for me. It makes it possible for me to keep making videos like this. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you in the next one.